Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again, and today people, today we're here for Kamen Rider Gotchard episode 44. And in this episode, a lot kind of went down, but this episode felt kind of slow. It felt like a lot of info dumping and a lot of, plot kind of like not really anything plot heavy. We kind of just focused a lot on the B plot to a degree, and a kind of like a bunch of information type things that we should have like technically already known. We basically got like more insight or more information on how alchemists erase people's memories. They technically don't erase people's memories. They technically just like compress and cover those memories up so they don't remember them, but those memories are still in their head. So if they see something or if they see something or something reminds them of what they saw, they can automatically gain all those memories back. And we see that with Kajiki, because Kajiki is like the main like person. They're always erasing his memories, and he's seen so many things that they've done that he can basically get all those memories back at any point in time. But at the same time, why wasn't he getting those memories back every time he saw them, fighting something, or a Kimmy coming out or stuff like that? Like, it was a lot of moments where like this sort of thing should have happened, but it really didn't. It just kind of felt like this thing kind of this other insight of the memory erasure just kind of came out of nowhere. And in this episode, we also see that they're trying to find a way to get Laculus to become like more human. They basically thanks to Kyoto, they basically found out that she was basically modeled after a real person. So Laculus is technically like a clone of somebody else, but she's a homunculus, so she's an artificial human. So it will make sense that she is modeled after someone else, or modeled after like another existing person. And they say that she has some of that old person's DNA within her, and if they reignite the memories of those cells inside of her body, she may end up like regaining some of that original person that she's modeled off of's memories. And when she does that, she'll basically start to become more and more human. We see that they're actually like having Laculus go out and do like more human things, like go to a festival and stuff, and they showed that throughout the festival her emotions and stuff started to actually come up. Like she started off smiling she started off very like dead faced at some points, and then she would later pictures show that she was actually having fun. So it makes a lot of sense that the more and more that she's put around humans, the more and more she will actually start to act more human based on emotions and things like that. Even though she is gaining emotions in this episode, even just by talking about them, Kyoto basically says that she gained like joy, and then another part of the episode, it shows that she said she was scared. So yeah, Blacklist is slowly starting to become human. But we did see that they mentioned Fuga in this episode. We see that Fuga's not completely out of the story yet. He is being referenced and talked about, and we know that he's still kind of badly injured from what happened. So he's still helping, but he's also resting his body and trying to heal up and things like that. And we see that Kudo basically got some materials from him, and she's bringing it back to Kyoto at the base. But she's attacked by Cluto, and Cluto is basically still on her big major tirade of bring Laculus back. And Kudo is like, Kudo told me that Laculus told me that she doesn't want to come back, and she wishes that you were back to your old self. And Cluto's like, no, I'm still myself, she's the one that's changed, all that stuff. So that's when our other Abyssal King pops in, who was Gialia. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I'm sorry. But we see that she comes in, and she basically stops the fight and basically brings Cluto with her, and she basically initiates Cluto to basically like join her. But we see that freaking Glion gives no fucks about Cluto at all. He ignores her, he pushes her aside, like he doesn't even talk to her. So it feels, I mean, I can see why Cluto would join Gialia, because she's actually acknowledging her and actually sounding like she wants to help her. So I mean, of course she would. And we see that Autotropes is not digging that. She's not like digging the whole thing of like her sister joining Gialia and all this other stuff. And she does try to tell Glion about it, but Glion basically just like makes her forget about it. He butters her up and calls her daughter and things like that. And we do see in the background that his Dread army is slowly getting bigger and bigger. We see a bunch of the Dread troopers in the background. They have different eyes and things like that, so I guess they might start looking a little bit different, or maybe that's just it's a mistake or something they made in a production or whatever. I don't know, but their eyes look different. They look more robot like, and we see that they're not quite ready yet. He's basically amassing his army from what he told Gialia earlier in the episode, talking about like how he has like no interest in reading the stars. We see that Gialia is a person that she basically studies the stars. She reads the stars so she can get something out of it. Like basically the stars tell her the future. So she does tell Glion that, you know, your fallacy of making an entire golden world is freaking stupid and will never happen. And yes, I perfectly think that, because you want to turn the whole world into gold. I think that's freaking stupid, and it probably will be very freaking boring. You know, like if everything was gold, you know, we seen an example of that and it looks freaking horrible, but he just walking around like, yeah, this me, I love this. But also we get some reignitement of Kachiki's girlfriend. She's also starting to regain some of her memories, and she's starting to feel like she's forgetting something and things like that. Also her brother being in prison and stuff, and we also get the return of two Malgams. We get the return of two Malgams that we saw way back in the early days of Gotchard, which was the big shark submarine amalgam dude and the big tree amalgam dude, but he appears way later in the episode. The big tree dude, he appears like at the end of the episode technically. But yeah, we see that they're trying to deal with the whole Kachiki stuff. It constantly erasing his memories and things like that could, you know, kind of hurt him. And we see that Spanner isn't digging the whole like, well, what if we just give Kachiki all his memories back so he knows everything? But Spanner is just like, nah, we don't need to do that. We have laws and things like that. You saw what happened with the whole Kamidan situation. You know, that Kimmys are dangerous, and that's why we need laws. And then Ichinose is like, no, I believe we can coexist. I believe that, you know, we have potential with each other. He said, you're so cold. Yes, but at the same time, like, they're both right. But, you know, Spanner's just like, Kimmys are dangerous. Like, they can hurt people, they can destroy things, they can possess people, they can do all these horrible things, and if we don't keep them in check, you know, they will destroy a lot of things. And then Ichinose is the opposite. He's like, they can do beautiful things and they can help us, and we make friends with them and things like that. So they're technically both not wrong. It's just the same time, it's like, who are you gonna like really follow, and who are you really gonna like keep? Who are you really gonna follow? Who are you really gonna like believe in and stuff like that? So I mean, I'm technically not really on. I mean, I believe both, but at the same time, we still need laws and we still need things that keep the Kimmys in check and keep humans in check, because not everybody's a good guy, and not every. It also seems like every Kimmy is easily manipulated. You know, like that's with that bad combination, you know, we could get more amalgams happening throughout the freaking stuff, and if humans were more well acquainted with Kimmys and stuff like that. So I understand that we need the laws, but Spanner, we all know how Spanner is. He's freaking cold-hearted. He don't give a duck about what y'all be talking about half the time, and you know, he's a true blue freaking alchemist, rank A, and he's gonna follow the rules. Like, he's not gonna care how you feel about it, and he's gonna tell you that you're stupid to your face. But hey, that's the edgy secondary writer for you. So Now that Kazuki and his girl have basically started getting their memories back, we did get one. We got like 2 fights. We got like 1 fight in this episode where we end up fighting the shark marine amalgam. He's off being stupid, he's off capturing girls and things like that. And Cluto also did explain that people who have become amalgams before, all they can, those powers can be reignited in them to where they can turn into amalgam again without necessarily having to have that Kimi. But yeah, we see that he's able to turn into the amalgam because he's been amalgam before and he's still there, so he's able to become that amalgam. And now that he ends up becoming that amalgam, he goes off and starts doing that other weird stuff that he was doing before when he was just kidnapping girls and stuff. And he does talk to Kudo, and Kudo's like, I'm not scared of you. Like, I'm not that same girl that I was before, and now I'm about to beat the crap out of you. Like, that's how she was. I was with it. I was like, yeah, take this weird, creepy dude out for real. So they ended up defeating him, and they ended up saving the people and stuff like that. And they ended up defeating the golem that they also were fighting as well. It seems like they've gotten a lot better at fighting these freaking golem things. And yeah, so they ended up taking him out, and they end up taking Kazuki back to the Alchemist Academy, and he did get all his memories back from seeing that fight with the marine amalgam. He was there. He wakes up to take him to the he wakes up in the academy. They basically tell him everything. He sees all the Kimmys, and he gets even more memories back of what happened. And yeah, after he starts getting those memories back, we see that he gets a text from his girl, the girl he was with before, and seems like she's going through a lot of messed up stuff too throughout the episode. Like she loses her, like she quits her job because people were saying stuff about her on social media, and she didn't want to bring just bad things to her workplace. And like she's going through, her brother's still in jail and stuff. Like it was sad. Like it felt like a freaking drama show. Like I wasn't watching a Kamen Rider show. And she's having a hard time remembering stuff too. And then she's having a hard time remembering Kazuki and stuff. And she nearly throws away the book that they loved together and stuff. And yeah, like it was just sad. Like on her end, it was like really sad. It was just, I'm like, dang man, this girl should be going through all this. This is sad. But yeah, so we see that they end up going to go find her, seeing the fact that the guy that her brother was teamed up with, who was like in jail with her, the tree dude, he ends up basically breaking out. And when they find her in the square, she ends up getting captured by him. He transforms into the tree amalgam, and then that's when Ichinose and Kudo transform, and they run in to save her, and our episode ends off right there. But yeah, we see Ichinose transform into fire Gotchard. I'm like, why? Like, why? Bro, just go rainbow and get it over with. I just don't understand that. I love fire Gotchard. It's my favorite form from regular Ichinose. But man, like, bro, you should have just freaking, hey man, you could have just freaking went rainbow and take this guy out quick. Last time you had to beat this guy, you had to turn to a whole freaking mech form to take this guy out. So yeah, you should just went rainbow off a rip, man. Fire Gotchard is awesome. It's a dope form. It's immaculate. But go into your strongest form, take this guy out, and get it over with. Same thing with freaking Rene. You could have just turned it to your Cerberus form, which I personally feel like is stronger than the unicorn form. But hey, what do I say? What do I think? What do I know? But other than that, this episode's fine. But the thing about it is, it just felt really slow. It felt really slow, and it kind of felt like they were dragging kind of some of the stuff along, especially with the whole Kazuki and his girlfriend type stuff. Like with her side, it was just sad. It was sad. I don't want to say this episode was boring, but it was just slow, And with all the abyssal stuff going on in the background, it just seems like a lot of people, it seems like a lot of our factions are making preparations, especially with the bad guys. We basically have 2 bad guy factions that are like planning stuff. And we see that Cluto has joined Galia, y'all mean Galia, like she's joined her, and all the tropes don't like it, but all the tropes, but Gideon is like, hey, shut up and don't worry about that. Daddy got an army, and still no Gigas in this episode either. Where's Gigas? Still no Gigas in this episode, bro. He's like, dude's out of here. Like, he don't care. Like, what's going on? Like, where's Gigas? Is he off training? Is he gonna come back in a humanoid form, become a Kamen Rider? Definitely not happening, but still, you know, you get me. But anyway, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Kamen Rider Gotchard. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and remember, as I always say, guys, stay henshin.